You feel? Yeah, I'm very interested. I mean, all right, yeah, that's good thinking there. That was, you know, I'm just happy that the camera's actually working this time, and people like know when I'm talking to them and stuff. Oh god, that other camera is super crap. Nikhil was here for like 4 seconds, and then he left. Is it super loud from here? We have another event going on, so I don't know if I need to like mute myself. Okay, good. All right. Uh, hey, Easton. Can you get on your phone, check out our VGMX YouTube, and see if everything's coming through okay? Um,
Off your phone at work. Hey, dude.
huh?
Get off your phone at work, Easton.
Yes, this is the only time that I will absolutely condone you watching YouTube at work.
No more game calling. That's our latest video. What am I looking for?
It should be a live event like right now.
Yes.
Yes, this is the only time that I will absolutely condone you. Oh, okay. Wow, the sound is all there too. I really need to remember to freaking mute this. All right. Cool. Yeah, just let it sit for a few minutes, and then when I start talking to people, see if the sound is actually coming through. I'm hoping this will work.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's go here. Oh shit, we're live. What's up? What's up? How's it going? It is Blacksmith here at BGMX, and I've got Team Tech and Rec. We're doing much better this time. We've got three awesome people to talk to. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves here in a second. I just really want to make sure that everything's working because we're so professional. We're so professional here at BGMX that yeah, all the time. Better this time. We've got three. All right, hold on. Awesome people to talk to. You can hear it. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves here in a second. I just really want to make sure that everything's working because we're so professional. We're so professional here at BGMX that yeah. Okay, so we're not getting Paul. All right, I'm not getting any of you guys this time. That is no win. You can't hear them talking, can you?
I hear someone laughing.
That's probably me.
Yeah, I don't think I hear that.
Damn it! Ah! Why doesn't things just work? All right. Let's see here. Desktop audio. Maybe, but I don't know how to do those things. All right, smart guy. Like, yeah. Well, okay. Here's what I'm gonna try to do. Can I? All right. Let me see if I can. Pop out full screen. We have to include the audio source from whatever is picking up their audio. Like, that's the desktop audio, isn't it? Okay, give it a sec. I'm so sorry, guys. I wish I was like good at this stuff, but I'm just really not. You have to include. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Source mic goes over here. It's not even. Streamlabs. I think I got it. 1 second here. What if I? Okay. All right. Say some stuff.
Say some stuff. Stuff happening. Yay!
More stuff, Paul. Come on, help me out here.
More stuff. I'm watching baseball over here. Andres Jimenez is up to bat.
Ian's?
The Deans, yes. We got a cutter on the outside of the plate for strike one.
All this guy does is sports.
I love
sports
bro.
and Pokemon.
I don't even know if he does Pokemon well, though. At least he does sports.
I know, right?
Okay.
Set and the pitch.
Oh.
Got a sinker on the inside corner of the plate. But just blooped into right field. He caught it.
Okay, awesome. Here
So
we go.
that'll end the inning. All right.
Why did I open Streamlabs?
To try to help me.
You were gonna help Mac. That's
why
literally
did
what I do at work. I'll be like, I'm gonna open Excel. What are you looking at? Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. My guy says it's good. We are on. Let's do this. All right, Team
All right.
Tech and Rec. You guys just went down to Fort Wayne and played in the regional tournament there, and also the big shakeup is happening. It's the Thanos snap is about to happen to Pokemon.
Rotation is finally here.
So
man.
we're gonna see how you guys feel about that, what you think about the new sets, and you know, a whole bunch of stuff. So we're gonna get it going. How's everyone doing? And go ahead and introduce yourselves in that order.
Who is that first? Is it me?
Who is that? Yeah,
'Cause
what?
it's all different for us.
Oh,
all right,
really?
Paul, you go first.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I know a lot of things, but not that.
Paul and Fias, you guys
Paul,
go before me.
yeah, you
'cause
can start.
actually went.
Okay, I'm Paul. I've been playing ever since probably 2018, around the start of Sun and Moon. I don't really have socials, so you can't really catch me on that. But you can catch me in the store on Tuesdays.
Oh, I guess pointing doesn't help. Pointing doesn't help.
Yeah,
Bias.
I've been playing for about 2 months. Don't have socials either, but have BGMX on Tuesdays.
LOL.
I'm Nikhil. I've been playing for going on my 14th year now, so I've been playing for a little bit of time. I used to be at the store on Tuesdays, but now I'm in college, which makes it really hard to be at the store on Tuesdays. You can catch
Also
me on
school.
social media. Yes, you can catch me on Twitter, NK0HLI. I also manage the Lake of Raid podcast. All of the guests and stuff, I'm the one that coordinates most of them. You can also catch me on stream at twitch.tv/thegyroscope Eevee. I do basically everything Pokemon over there, but and then also I'm probably the guy who plays the least amount of IRL Pokemon between Tech and Rec, but the guy who has the most weigh in on helping the team test for tournaments.
All right. And again, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. So let's talk about Fort Wayne first. Sorry, Nikhil. I guess you're not going to be not gonna be contributing too much to this one, but no. So what decks did you bring? What were you expecting to see? And how did your tournament go?
So for like Charlotte, I took Lost Box and tied 4 times, and I was just like, I just don't want to tie. Like I just want to play, have some fun, and tie. So I was like, within 3 days of time, what was the best deck for that? And it was just Arctura. One of our teammates, Brandon, called it, you'll feel your 4th brain cell fire in round 7. And because that's what it is. It's like, oh, is my opening game playable? Yes. Okay. Then we can just start doing Arctura things. But I faced 2 Duramirs. And I was told to just win the coin flip and go first, and that's how you win the mirror. But I lost both coin flips, went second, and won both mirrors. So,
All right.
I don't know. I think going second might be the new meta for Arctura in the mirror.
That's weird because I know I don't play a lot of Pokemon, but I know in Magic, like going first is like basically 60% victory after, like if you go first.
Yeah, you just win if you win the flip. Yeah. A lot of matchups are like that, but with Arctura, you know, with healing with the hyper potions, you can kind of get away with not going first. But it definitely helps being able to Starbirth and get the first attack and just get going. But so it was really weird to lose both flips, go second, and win. And one of them I 2-0'd the guy. So that was very weird. And then I ran into Hector Ibarra. I was 4-1 going into round 6 and hit Hector Ibarra, who's a really good player from Chicago. And, you know, when you play a deck that can quick ball for an item, basically quick balling for Luminion, for Irida, for whatever you need, just there's not a whole lot you can do, and I'm kind of glad that Lugia is getting debuffed by rotations. Why I'm glad it's here, because like a Lugia just being able to one-shot a VMAX because of a card that was printed and was powerful in the first set. Nikhil, do you remember?
No, powerful was like first. It was in the first 4. I'll say that. I know that
It was definitely in the
early.
first block. Yeah, and that just felt ridiculous. So, of course, it feels good knowing that Lugia itself can't do that. Its Hex can. But yeah, that just felt bad. And from there, the last 3 rounds, I went 1 and 2, so only got to 5 and 4 with Arctura, but only on 3 days of practice, which I'm impressed with. So we're definitely going to do some prep for NAIC though, with these new decks, which I think are a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I remember in the last conversation, I'd ask you guys like kind of how do you prefer to go into the tournament. Nikhil was saying that you want to play a deck that you're very comfortable with. She's like,
Yeah.
3 days, I'm fine. Like,
Well,
let's do
yeah,
it.
because it's the most mindless deck ever.
Yeah, it
When it's
is.
hard, like it's literally lit up in my hand. I play it. Like there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of decisions.
The amount of times I'll tell a player who doesn't know what they want to play, if you don't know what you're playing and you're not confident, play Arctura because it's by far the most brainless deck you can play. It works. There is very little that you have to do. There's very little ways you can misplay with it, and so it's the reason that if you don't know what to play and you just kind of want to pick a deck, Arctura works.
Arctura just works. Yeah, like is my opening hand playable? If yes, Arctura just works. If the answer is no, you just lose. You insta scoop and just go to the next game to save time.
hopefully you'll draw better and win the flip.
Yeah.
But, all right. Well, Fayaz, this is your first tournament. How were you nervous? Were you nervous going? How was your tournament experience? Was it everything you expected? Did you win everything? Like, are they gonna make a movie about you after this? Guy's
So,
first
yeah,
tournament goes and wins. Like,
yeah, so going into it, I was excited. I wasn't too nervous until I sat down and was in my spot to play my first player, and I was like, okay, now I have to actually do things, and especially knowing that there was a 15-minute time limit, which is something I've not really played with before. I knew I had to make decisions quickly. I'm not the quickest player, so I was kind of struggling with figuring out how to do that going into that match. But my first match was against a Lugia player, and that was good because I played Mew, and it's a 50-50 matchup, and it's something that I prepped a lot for, just expecting a lot of Lugia with the current meta. And then my opponent, first game, didn't get to do too much. They kind of just bricked, and that gave me a little bit of a confidence boost. I was like, okay, at least I can make decisions if my opponent doesn't do too well. I can make some basic decisions and win games.
Yeah,
and-
you recognize your opponent's a human and
Yeah.
not just a robot. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I ended up tying my first round, which was fine. But after that, it felt okay, I can play the game, I can make decisions, and it was a lot of fun going forward. Just playing a lot of people that were better than me at the game, and just kind of learning from that and learning from that experience. A lot of fun.
I always say that the hardest skill to learn is picking up on your misplays and just correcting that and moving forward with it. And always the first win in the tournament is always the hardest. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. It's always the hardest for some reason.
yeah, no, it's also great when your opponent just does crap, and you're like, well, hey, at least I'm not doing as bad as that guy.
Yeah. I'm having a better day already than that guy. Yeah.
Little confidence booster there. But so you said you've been playing for how many months, Fayaz?
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 days of prep, and we've got 2 months of entire that's your entire gameplay. That's great. But no, it's super good. So the tournament aspect. I mean, is it pretty chill? If you when you're not playing your games, what are you guys doing? And Paul, you've been to a few tournaments.
Yeah.
How does this one rate to other tournaments?
I thought the venue was good. I like the vendors being outside of the main hall area, so you don't have all that traffic of people trying to buy stuff getting into your tournament way. But usually there's one designated spot, either inside or just outside the venue, that's the meetup spot. And we basically found a corner, and it's where Deck Check was, where Ellen was working. We're just all right, well, we'll just go chill at the Deck Check area in between rounds. So that's where we would always just go. And just hang out and decompress and talk about the match, see if we can, figure out our misplays and how we got to where we go. So yeah, there's always a spot. This venue was great. I'm not a fan of the Fort Wayne, the town itself. Maybe it's just it's small for me.
It's in Florida, so that's totally fine. You're allowed
Florida?
Yeah. Fort Wayne, it's in Florida, right? Or is no,
Indiana?
Indiana. Oh, I'm thinking of a different Fort Wayne. Okay, well, no, that's fine. That's totally fine.
What?
In Florida, I would not have gone.
Yeah.
All right, Indiana.
Yeah, Baez drove in right after work on Friday, and he had 30 minutes to get registered the day before and get back.
Oh, okay. No, so that's a lot less of a trip than I thought you guys took. Okay, awesome.
Oh yeah, which was even better.
Yeah. I know nothing about Indiana, so I've got nothing to say about that.
It's all bad. The whole state sucks.
I don't
God.
like blinking yellow left turn arrows. I don't like that. No,
Ooh.
stop that.
Who was Indianapolis is a cool city? No, it's not.
Sure.
That place sucked. It was
Sure.
awful. It was terrible. Anyone who thinks Indianapolis is where National should be again, you're wrong. You're false. Incorrect.
I don't have a
God
problem.
almighty.
I don't have a problem with Indianapolis. I think it's an okay city. I've been to a couple conventions there, but it gives me Columbus vibes, like a big town, not really a city.
A big city in a small town.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I always say.
Yeah. So, it's I got nothing against Indianapolis. I don't know what happened to you, Nikhil. I'm sorry. I don't know
It's
who hurt
just
you.
weird and always under construction.
Yes.
Yeah,
that is
also,
also
we
true.
there was just like no food by the hotel other than like this
Yes.
one pizza place and a Subway, and that's like it. And the hotel was right next to the venue, so like there was just nothing to eat in like near the venue for Indianapolis. Fort Wayne's like fine, like it's cheap. I don't care. I've been going to Fort Wayne for regionals for God knows how many years.
What's fine about Fort Wayne is if you don't stay right at the venue, the drive to the venue is fine. That's like the only plus side. But other than that, I would just want to be right at the venue with my hotel anyway.
All right. Well, so like, how did you guys do? Like overall, like, did it? Or how did the team do? I think somebody went second day.
No, we had a day 2 in Charlotte, which was the previous week.
Yes.
Ian took Reggie's into day 2. Played Regan Retzloff, who did he finish second at OCIC, Nikhil?
Yes.
Yeah. And he got destroyed by Regan, of course. But like, yeah, no, I was really excited for that day too. I felt like I was on pace at 4-1 after 5. Like I just felt so good. And then all the texts started coming in. You're gonna day 2, and I'm just like, can't be saying that, man. So I blew it.
Jinxed it. Yeah. No, I mean,
Finished 5-4.
I mean, but also like you have to throw it at that point just to like get everyone to shut up. And you're just like, hey, like I told you're pre-celebrating here. I don't appreciate that. Now I got
Right? Do you not know I'm a Browns fan? Come on, we can't be talking like this.
Right? Like that's
Yeah.
just not gonna fly.
But Fayez did the best out of the group. He's over here for me, by the way.
Oh yeah,
here for me.
you're pointing at nothing.
Yeah.
You're pointing at nothing.
Yeah.
He actually had the best record. Did you have how many match points did you have? Did you have 15 as well, or
15 as well, yeah.
15? What was your record? Was it 4-2-3?
4-2-3, yes.
4-2-3, yes. And he placed higher than I did. So I was really proud of Fayez because, back when he started playing, it was a C card play card, which is how I was when I started playing.
I mean, that's like
so
yeah,
most
anyone
people
can.
are.
Yeah, like okay, I can put this thing down. I'm going to. Like,
Right.
With
But like,
you?
we went over a couple games and just like, try this and try that. All of a sudden he's just way better.
He's the prodigy. I mean,
I know, right?
He's been playing the game for like the least amount of time, and is already doing better than.
No, I just got a little lucky. But yeah, especially like when I first started playing, like with Mew, the idea is dump your hand so you get more cards, and it's so easy just to dump everything and just like have no resources for the rest of the match. And especially when I first started playing, it's like that's all I do. I'm like, yeah, I want to see more cards. I want to see 30 cards this turn. Just dump
Yeah.
everything and then not have anything for the rest of the match, and you kind of just run out of steam like 2-3 turns in. So just playing a bit more conservatively, which I like learned from playing Paul. He'd just be like, you can hang on to this, like you can draw a bit, use this after, and like some of the sequencing that goes along with that just kind of made things make more sense.
All right.
It's sequencing is a big part of the game. Like with welder decks, Nikhil, you could talk on that more than anybody could. Welder, you had to sequence it correctly to make it work.
I mean, Mew's like a very interesting thing with sequencing. Fayez does the thing that I think every new player should do, and I stand by it. You should not be changing your deck until about 3 to 6 months into playing, depending on how many tournaments you go to. I know many players who would come into the game, they'd pick up deck A weekend, they'd be like, this deck is boring, I want deck B, and they would not stick to a deck. And there's a reason they continuously went 0-2 drop at locals, because they could not understand how to sequence with one deck, therefore you cannot sequence with anything. Fayez is doing the thing where, even though not every deck plays Cramomatic and every deck does not have Genesect V, you're still doing the thing where you're understanding the way to build your board state, the understanding the way to find your route to victory. And Mew VMAX is a very great way of teaching how to do that, because there's really only one thing you can attack with, there's really only one thing you draw with, right? But the amount of like an interaction that people never think of is like people just like Ultra Ball or Quick Ball away their VIP passes after turn 1 because they're like dead cards in their brain. But those are later on very easy fodder for your Cramomatics, whereas you can instead, because if you Ultra Ball one of those away, you're going to Cramomatic away a Power Tablet instead, which is never something you want to do. So like that's like something I definitely applaud. Is like Paul did the same thing. And there's a reason Paul got better is because Paul was forced to stick to the same deck for like a long period of time. I think it was
Pika-Rom.
Buzzwole for a while, and then Pika-Rum. Those were the
Yeah.
two decks Paul just like
Really
didn't switch off
Pika-Rom.
of. And that's like why players like even if you don't immediately see results from it, it will work, it will grow. Like that's how like you get to like from I'd say like a beginner to like an intermediate player is like sticking to your guns.
And I mean, in the same vein, if you don't play like 100 games with the same deck, you're not going to see some sequences, some combos that could possibly happen. You played 2 games and then decide your deck's not worth it. You've not seen like all the things your deck can do.
Right.
So like you definitely gotta give it some time. Even if it's bad. Like I only played bad cards. I in Magic, but like. Even then, like, sometimes, like, I didn't realize that this would happen when I had these 3 cards out on the board at the same time.
I'll point to that. It was a League Cup match you and I played. I think it was a win and in for Top Cut. Buzzwole versus Pika Rom.
That was round 2. That was round 2.
Round 2. Okay, but like, so
game.
Sean hits me for Nikhil hits me for weakness. Nikhil hits me for weakness. So as Pika Rom, you gotta figure out a way around that. And Zapdos and what was it?
Zapdos, that was
Electro
it.
Charger. Well, I think I was hitting you
Electro-power.
with Electro Power. Yeah,
E-powers.
Yeah, was the combo that just got me
So
there. But
annoying.
I wouldn't have picked up on that interaction if I didn't, just write out Pika Rom.
Yeah.
I basically wrote it out until its first death.
Yeah.
But you don't learn those things. You don't learn ways to find a way to win with what you have if you don't stick with a deck. If you just keep bouncing around, you don't learn the intricacies early on. So then you you don't have that skill later on in your career.
Yeah. Definitely stick with the pick a deck, stick with it, and if you don't like it or whatever, like use this as your learning tool. And that'll help you get better at the game as a whole. I definitely agree with that. And that's great advice for young players. So now for the young players, like this is going to be some people's first new
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
rotation.
Yeah.
Rotation. Here we go. Rotation is happening. It is coming up soon. I know the Paul is ready for it. How are you guys
Ready.
feeling? And what do you think it's gonna look like? What do you think the meta is gonna look like? What do you think your game is gonna look like after rotation?
So I'm also very excited for it. I'm just like tired of watching people like casters be like, oh, we always try and get fun matches on, and then they just play a Lugia mirror match every round. I'm so tired of it because if you can look at this. I believe Ian Rob's winning list from whatever he just won. Was it Orlando? What was it? I don't know. Whatever he just won.
Of them.
Whatever Ian Rob just won. His list, I think, has currently the most entries on Limitless for a single deck list, for like a 60 for 60 carbon copy list.
Vancouver.
Because
He won
that was it. So I believe that list, or like some other list of his, has the most individual entries by different players on Limitless TCG, which is absolutely crazy. Because at this point, Lugia has become a like 58 card deck, and you play 2 different cards, and that's the ingenuity in the format. I'm very excited because not only are we getting rotation, but we also just get a new set. We also get new mechanics. We get new cards. That's just like something new to play with. I'm tired of looking at Lugia all day. Getting rid of things like Yveltal is a big deal. However, I am slightly concerned because of Sableye. It's been the gatekeeper of the format for a while. People think it's Lugia. It's not. It's Sableye. And Sableye, I believe, will continue to be so. It limits a lot of the new EX Pokemon because it just completely runs them off board. It's not super easy to deal with because it's a one prizer, so you can't exploit it very well. It goes around Manaphy.
Your baby's basics, yeah.
It's pretty difficult, so it puts the Lost Zone box with anything that can play Sableye effectively into like the tier 1 deck. But then because everyone's gonna play it, the mirror match is a pain. Oh my gosh. However, I'm just really excited because Scarlet and Violet has some really sick looking cards. It's got some really cool new cards. I'm just excited to try them out.
I'm excited for the basic energies, Nikhil. The basic energies are sick. I can't get over how good they look.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
the basic
it.
energies.
I'm good. I just like the energies.
I feel bad. I feel like I should have kept an energy box from the pre-release for you. You have one? Good.
I'd be more excited about the energy if my deck played any basic energy.
I actually have a box somewhere. Oh, here we go.
I can't believe
here's
you're
a lightning.
unprepared. Yeah, there we go. Are you?
The silver borders are just too good, and it just looks clean.
Are you a fan of going back to EX, or does it really matter kind of what their star, mechanic or whatever is doing right now? Are you?
It seems like it doesn't matter what they call it, but
Yeah.
it's just whatever that generation stage 2 is, and they call it EXs, GXs, Vs, whatever. I don't care, but it's fine. I prefer. Nikhil, I don't know how you feel on this, but I prefer the evolving up to your 2-prizer mechanic as
Yeah.
opposed to just being able to slam down a basic.
So I definitely prefer it, but it's in a weird time frame. So we've had this before. We've had it with GXs, and then we've also had it with EXs in like 2006, like ages ago. The reason I don't like it now is because when GXs came out, very quickly, Pokemon printed cards that just like deleted EXs and Mega Evolutions, which were like the big thing before GXs. Choice Band was one of them, and then Garbodor was the other one. They printed 2 cards that just like completely swept most of the EX cards out of format. It's called power creep. Pokemon does it all the time. However, they're not entirely done that because V-Stars are really strong. 2 prizes, they only take 1 evolution. Most of them have a pretty stupid ability or an attack. And because they're like the mascot Pokemon of their sets, V-Stars generally get like the most support around them. VMAXs we're not seeing a lot of anymore. We're not going to see a lot of anymore. Just a lot of things out trade them, but I do like the EXs. The Terrestrialize mechanic is stupid. I don't know what they were thinking. That's the dumbest mechanic I've ever seen.
Let's give every one of them bench barrier and not do something cool.
What in the world? I don't
Yeah.
even know. But the EXs are cool. I think it's very nice to have like a kind of a level playing field again with stage 1s and 2s being the main shiny Pokemon of each set. But I think it's going to be awkward until V-Stars rotate.
All right.
It's always going to be awkward, yeah. Simply, I mean, Lugia gets debuffed, which I think is good, but the other cards in Lugia. So now you're going to play single strike energy. So now, you can hit 300 with a Tyranitar, and you can do massive damage with Gengar if you wanted to go that way. So it is going to be weird until the V-Stars and V-Maxes all rotate, but I think we're trending in the right direction with what they're doing.
All right. So like they normally do rotation every year, or
It's generally right before or right after Worlds, however they want to decide it.
okay. All right. So yeah.
But they're
obviously-
putting us on the Japan schedule now, which I think is good.
Okay. Yeah. So that must change the format up a lot. Like, I know in Magic, like they do so many sets before, so it ends up being like 2 years. You're end up playing with some cards, and then they start rotating them out. But that's pretty good. So yeah, that had to be kind of a super shell shock for you guys during with COVID and everything, and them not rotating for what is this going on 3 years now?
Yeah, it felt weird because it was like, why should they rotate? They printed all these cards, they sold all these cards, now we're just going to rotate them before they even have a chance to be played. That was kind of what I thought they were doing. But it turns out they were just putting us on Japan's schedule, which I think is correct.
Yeah. Pokemon has absolutely, I don't know why they didn't do this before, but they've liked to do this thing where we're not on Japan's like schedule. We don't have the same cards as them. Our print quality is not the same as them. Scarlet and Violet seems like that reset button. Silver borders, better quality card stock for their cards, also the same format. It's something that we've been needing to kind of have happen. It's fine if they get the cards before, but they used to have completely different formats than us, and it made no sense because now the nice part is we can look at Japan's results from their tournaments in, February, March, and that determines our metagame, so we can at least get that advanced look on
Insider
what a format's
knowledge.
gonna be.
Yeah.
Before that didn't matter because Japan used to release their sets in blocks of 3 instead of blocks of 1. So it'd be 3 sets combined into one, whereas ours was just 1 set that contained all of those. But their 3 sets released over a different period of time, so their tournament results almost never mattered to ours.
Completely unreliable. At least until that 3rd set came out.
Right. Yeah. That's That's super interesting. Okay, like, yeah,
I do agree. I do agree with you on the card quality. Fayez, I know you like the way the new cards feel, right? They feel lighter, but they feel more sturdy.
Yes, I
Yes.
remember you saying it at the pre-release, and I agree with that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird, but I definitely prefer these cards.
I'm digging them. I have a new my favorite new Pokemon is Lechonk. I don't know. I like him. I like a little picky. But what are you excited for? What are you excited to try going forward?
I've been trying out Miraidon. I think Miraidon's better than what a lot of people give it credit for.
Miraidon's going to be the most played deck at League Cups first week. I'm
For sure.
putting money on it. I'm also very excited because we get our local scene back. That is something we've been waiting so long for. We
Yes.
finally have news that we have it back. I know that 3 League Cups will be happening in Columbus at the very least. I'm pretty sure ours went up, but the Ohio State League Cup will be April 22nd, I believe. Will be when we run ours here. I will be one of the judges running that, so I'm very excited because this will be my first ever like official Pokemon tournament that is not a pre-release that I have ran here. So very excited for that. And
official.
then and then we're working on the other 2 stores, VGMX being one of them. We are working on getting the League Cups sorted out for those days because League Cups and League Challenges are a huge thing for Pokemon tournament, for the Pokemon scene. I'm super excited. Super excited.
Fayez, I know you're new to it, but like, what are you?
Yeah,
Are you looking forward to switching up your deck? Are you sad that you're gonna have to? Like what's what are your thoughts? Is your deck affected all that much by the rotation?
like almost
you
not
lose
at
only
all.
Quick
I lose
Ball.
like 4, like 2, at least big Parasol and Quick Ball, and that's it. And like actually after Fort Wayne, I thought I'd want to switch off Mew, and I think I do still want to try off some stuff. But like after Fort Wayne, it felt like really good to like play a deck I was so comfortable with. So it almost feels like I want to play it a bit more. And then like some of like Arvin is a new card that like seems like a lot of fun in Mew specifically. It's just get whatever you want out of the deck, really. And then with Yveltal gone, I really want to try Gudra, and hopefully that works out. I don't know how strong it
Yeah.
necessarily will be, but it's been fun from what I've played with it. So
What's funny is in the last interview we did, Nikhil actually brought up that Gudra was a good entry deck, and I still agree with that. And
It
partially
won.
because they're cheap, and it just won
against Lugia, that's great.
against Lugia, which is hilarious. So yeah, I'm just excited that Lugia just gets debuffed so hard.
Paul's just a
It
hater.
just-
That's all. He's just like, you know what?
Ever since San Diego, I've hated that card. but I can play it again because it's single strike now, and single strike's fun.
All right. Thank you guys. So we went like 20 minutes longer than we did last time. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. I'm like every time I talk to you guys, I kind of like get an itch to like really like learn how to play. I played Pokemon. I'm gonna say like 4 or 5 years ago. I had a Blastoise deck that I really enjoyed, but I kind of fell out of it. Or rotation happened. Actually, is what happened. Rotation happened, and my card was was no longer like available to play. So I kind of quit. But every time I talk to you guys, like I want to get back into it, and I really need to like put a deck together and start playing.
Stay
again.
late on Tuesdays. I usually bring like 10 decks.
No, so
Stay
you-
late on Tuesday.
Yeah, you see, I'm gonna have to pull the trigger on that just because.
Have to.
It's
We'll stream it.
yeah, here we go. That'll be a lot of fun. We will definitely do that. Just because, yeah, you guys sound like you're having a lot of fun, and Fayez, congratulations on your first tournament, man. Like that's really cool. I have not ever played in a tournament of any kind, so it's that's something that I'm looking forward to doing also. Good on you for rocking up and getting out there. I don't think I've got any more questions for you. So any last thoughts? Any hot takes on anything new set rotation? I mean, like, yes, Paul, we know you hate Lugia. Anything else?
I think Miraidon's better than what people say it is.
Miraidon sucks.
Guardy's gonna flop.
What's gonna flop?
Gardevoir EX is gonna flop. It's garbage. Till the next set, it is not
I
as good as
agree.
people think it is. It's flopping this set.
I agree. That's why I think Miraidon's going to be better than what people think. The Lucky VMAX is just too good. You just add 30. Oh, I can one-shot a Mew now? Okay.
All right. Well, there it is. There it is from Team Tekken Rec. Nikhil, you're the only one with with extra pluggables. Where can everyone find you, and where should they look?
First of all, shout out VGMX as always. I played
Yes.
there for like 2-3 years. I wish I could go back more. I will try to come back.
Best league in Columbus.
Incredible store, incredible people. Max is one of the one of the many incredible employees at that store. So definitely check them out if you're ever in Columbus. Shout out to Tekken Rec as always. Very proud of the guys for all the work they put in, and they're working hard. And I know that the progress will be made, and I know that one day we'll have 6 of them in day 2. It'll happen. But for me, NK0HLI on Twitter, the Gyroscope Eevee on Twitch, and the Lake of Rage podcast on Spotify and all your other favorite podcasting platforms.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for being on. We will see you on Tuesday. Nikhil, see you on Tuesday. You show up.
Right. We
All
still got to do our lucky trade.
Oh yeah. Lucky trades, Pokemon Go. I just caught a freaking shiny Whismur today. Speaking of Pokemon Go.
I'm sorry, I brought it up, chat.
That completes my collection of shiny. I got all the evolutions of shiny Whismur. It's okay to be jealous, Paul. I understand.
A little bit.
But thank you so much for coming on, guys. It's always a blast. We are definitely going to do this more often. I know we're going to want to have you guys on after the rotation, the first tournament you guys go to. We'll have you on then and talk about all the fun times and how badly Miraidon did and how wrong Paul was. But that's going to be for another day. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Blacksmith here at BGMX. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon for notifications.